So yesterday DJI brought out a firmware update for the DJI RC 2 and also a firmware update for the DJI RC Pro 2 controller. So the RC 2 version 10.0.0.0.400 and the RC Pro 2 01.0.0.0.700. What does it bring us? Let's do this. So hello and welcome once again to the channel on this very fine day once again here in the UK. We're having some nice weather for a change, although it's a little bit windy, but that's another story. We won't go into that. So as I've just said, two new firmwares, one for the RC2 and one for the Pro 2 controller as well. And with those updates brings a new patch for the Fly app, and that is 1.21.2. What does it bring us? Well, as you can see in these couple of screenshots, nothing to get excited about, fix some known issues. But as the last update said, exactly the same thing, fix some known issues. And then it brought us that great fix with the LED light functionality. So just before we go into the updates, I just thought I'd just explain there is a couple of little glitches with the last update, and I thought this update would have sorted them out. So when you go into the menu, as I showed you in the last video, I'll show you again today, when you select your LED lights on, instead of being on auto, once you've done your flight and you've closed your controller down and you go back in, that will then always default at the moment back to auto. So you need to be aware of that, and the fact that if you are flying at night, you need to make sure that it is on when you're using it. And also on the RC2 controller, on the last update, it brought a little glitch with the screen recordings. Now, I don't know whether you guys use the screen recordings. I do it on every single flight. One of the main reasons is when I'm doing these videos for you guys, I like to show you the telemetry and what's going off. But my advice to you is this, is do a screen recording on every one of your flights. If you've got a problem, you've got an issue, you have a flyaway, you've got that as evidence to send to DJI should you have an issue with your drone or your equipment. So you've got that evidence stored on your SD card, if you've got it set to SD card, and you're good to go if anything goes wrong. But there is a little bit of a glitch, and you can see in this little video that I did, when you swipe down from the top and you select screen recording, you get this image come up at the bottom telling you that there's insufficient space or insufficient memory. And you do it a couple of times and eventually it will start. I find if you go into your fly screen, come back out to the home screen, it then works for some apparent reason. And it's just a glitch with this screen recording. So I just thought I'd bring those two little issues to your attention. So on with the video, and as I've just explained, there's two new firmware updates for the controllers. And I've looked through the menus, and as you can see just there, looking through the menus, nothing's changed. There's been no differences whatsoever. The height limit in the UK and Europe is still the same. I think it's going to be for some time. And there's a lot of people left a comment saying that it would be nice if they lifted that back up to the 500 meters, flying up hills and mountains and such on. But I think what we need to do is we need to be asking the CAA and asking DJI to get this rectified, if that's something that you're sort of into and you feel strongly about. So I did take the Mini 5 Pro out with the RC2, as you guys like a little bit of security, if you like, before you update, just to give it a test flight and see exactly what it was all about. So here we go then, on with the flight test. As you can see, it's a beautiful afternoon here in the UK. I'm just checking on Drone Companion. You can see it's safe to fly, and I always use that before I go out and check any weather updates and make sure that we're safe to go. It's a very short test flight I did this afternoon, just over the local fields. I'm just going to do one or two usual tests that I do, which will be a spotlight, maybe a point of interest. Might even do a drone as well. And also return to home just to make sure that things are working as they should. Because like I said earlier in the video, and in all my test videos, that you guys out there like a little bit of confidence before you do any updates. I'm not going to show you the update process. I'm sure you're all aware of how that works now. But if there is any new users out there, you only need to look back at any of my update videos to find out exactly how to update your controllers or your drones to the latest firmwares. So as you can see just here, just doing a spotlight around me, that little dot on the floor. It's nice to be in the air actually, after all the bad weather that we've had in the past. But things are brightening up as the months go on, and we're coming closer to the summer months. But you can see just there, that spotlight works absolutely spot on, no problems whatsoever. I'm just going to bring it back down. We'll come out to there, and then we'll do another quick test, which is the point of interest. So just going to select a subject once again, this time point of interest. If you're not sure how you use this, you can tell it to go in any direction you want, and while it's going around, you can actually increase the altitude and just speed it up a little bit. Very much similar to a spotlight, although it just stays in one place. And that's doing the control for you. Same thing again, point of interest, go back the other way. And this time we can lift it up in altitude very slightly, just to show you the effect that you get. But it basically just spins in a complete circle if you let it go all that way. Okay, so we'll come out of there and we'll do a quick shot. We'll do a drone. You can either tap the box or you can draw a box around you as well. We're just going to shoot that up to about 160 feet. That will do. It go, and then it will just fly its way backwards and reveal the skyline as it makes its way up. It's good for doing reveals, this drone is, especially if you've got your gimbal pointing down initially. As you can see, that works absolutely fine. I've not tried the rocket for years, but I'm not even sure whether the rocket works on the Mini 5 Pro, but we won't go down that route. It was always a pain in the rear end on the Mini 4 Pro, as I'm sure most of you know. So we're just going to finish off with a quick return to home. Just fly out for I don't know, 600, 700, 800 feet, and we'll just hit the return to home and make sure that that works as it should. It's one of the tests I always do once we've had an update. Obviously we've had a firmware update on the controller, and also a slight increase on the Fly app update as well, 1.21.2. So okay, here we go. It returns to home, and off she comes back. So as you can see, that's working absolutely fine. Just testing out a couple of icons up the top, as you saw, the satellites and the RC signal. I think we'll call that a wrap, and we'll summarize it back in the studio. So as you saw with that little test flight, it flies absolutely fine, no problems whatsoever. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. I did the spotlight, I did a point of interest, I did a drone, and I did the return to home, and everything seems to be working as it should. As you know, I can't completely test everything. Now, I know there's still a few glitches out there, like with the waypoints, where you set a waypoint and then a lot of you are reporting that the altitude is dropping between certain waypoints. So that's a fix that DJI need to look at, and that's been happening for quite some time now. And I think there was a problem with the hyperlapse and a couple of other glitches. I can't remember what they were now. I did make a list of them, but I've not got them in the studio with me. So there we go. Nothing new, nothing added, nothing fixed as far as I can see. But like I say, if you've been having problems with your Fly app or your controllers or your drones, then maybe this update may just fix it for you. So there we go, that wraps up the video. If you found it useful and informative, as always, don't forget, give us the old thumbs up. And if you're new around here, why don't you consider subscribing, dinging the dong and all the rest of it that goes with it. I'm sure you know me by now. And you might like to watch those couple of videos I've chosen for you over there. And if you do, I shall see you over there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.